What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica. We discuss lifestyle and mental health content here on this channel. I know I am dressed for outside. I just came in from outside and it is cold out here in Colorado. It's a little bit snowy, but yeah, it's the last video of the week. And the theme of the week is all about grief, and the topic of today was around depression and then acceptance. Earlier this week, we talked about the 5 stages of grief. So there was denial, bargaining, anger, depression, and then acceptance. So today we're going to talk about 2 of those. The first one is depression. Depression, much like anger, is a part of grief. We need to be able to go through the depression stage of grief so that we can process it in a healthy way, and that we're not suppressing our emotions so they end up destroying us from the inside out. You end up lashing out when you don't mean to, or bursting into tears all of a sudden, or it takes a toll on your health. So each of these stages of grief is important, and we want to make sure that we're taking the time to process them, to go through those in a way that's healthy and not toxic. If you're going through grief or loss, to remember that you don't have to do it alone, and that on the road to acceptance, when you're going through the stages of grief, that you don't have to do it alone, that you can seek help from a mental health and wellness professional, such as a therapist, and then if you have a good therapist, a life coach, a counselor, family, friends, a support group. So there are people out there who can help. You have to be willing to ask for that help if you need it. It's okay, you know. And I think too, one of the biggest mistakes that people can make is to want to go through something that's that huge and unexpected without a plan. It's like, would you build a house without a plan? Would you start going to a new school without a plan? Sometimes when it comes to dealing with your grief, you need to make some time for yourself to process your grief. So when you're thinking about the stages of grief, to set aside time, to plan time, to feel your feelings, to plan time, to maybe get the other things done that you need to get done. Maybe you want to have a self-care day where you stay home and you remember the person in a positive way, or you watch some movies that you enjoy, or you do an activity that you used to enjoy doing with the other person. Or you might need to take some time off of work, just to take a couple of days to be sad and process your grief, not to just jump straight back into work or start eating, instead of dealing with your grief, or spending instead of dealing with your grief, because you're going to look up and 100 pounds later, or $100,000 later, or a relationship later, because you've pushed everyone close to you away because you haven't taken the time to deal with your grief. I love you guys. I hope you are being kind to yourself and others, and part of being kind to yourself, part of self-love and self-care, is making sure that you take the time out to process your feelings. It's okay to be sad, but it's not okay to beat yourself up. It's not okay to be unkind to yourself and to take your grief out on people that you love because you don't want to process your grief. So some of you might not know what that looks like, but there's definitely people out there that can help you figure out what processing grief looks like for you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, so before I leave you guys, I wanted to ask if any of you can think of some healthy tools that you use to help you process through your grief that you would like to share through someone else. Please leave those in the comments below. Yeah, we would love to hear from you, and until then, thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.